We're often told by the media and hear on radio call-in shows about integration in the UK, particularly concerning immigrants who refuse to integrate. However, no one asks why these immigrants are reluctant to integrate or what the experience has been for those who have tried. Instead, we are more likely to hear self-praise in the media about how we are a very tolerant, liberal society that is welcoming and so on. But is that really true? Let's explore. What is integration in the UK? According to Anne Morrison, a legal expert, integration in the context of UK society refers to the process by which migrants adapt to and become part of the social, cultural, and economic fabric of the country. Integration involves more than just physical presence. It encompasses the adoption of UK values, active participation in community life, and contribution to the local economy. This naturally leads us to ask, what are UK values? Based on my research, they are democracy and the rule of law, tolerance and mutual respect, individual liberty, equality. Even an article by former Prime Minister David Cameron says the same. But as always, the devil, or should I say the hypocrisy, is in the details. Democracy and the rule of law, if we truly believe in democracy, then why did it cause such an uproar when George Galloway was elected into Parliament in the 2024 Rochdale by-election? The largest Jewish community organisation in the UK, the Board of Deputies of British Jews, claimed that Galloway's victory marked a dark day for Britain's Jewish community. Then Prime Minister Rishi Sunak reacted by holding a press conference outside 10 Downing Street, expressing concerns about the shocking increase in extremist disruption and criminality, and the fact that Rochdale had elected a candidate that dismisses the horror of what happened on October 7th, who glorifies Hezbollah, and is endorsed by Nick Griffin, the racist former leader of the BNP. You have to ask yourself, why did the establishment feel they had the right to criticize the voice of the people of Rochdale? Was it because the people of Rochdale are mainly of an Asian background? And where have all the white people of Rochdale gone? More on that later. I can't remember anyone criticizing the result of an election when Jewish heritage MPs were elected or when pro-Israel MPs were chosen. So why was a pro-Palestinian MP criticized? Is that respecting democracy? Are democratic choices treated equally? The evidence suggests otherwise. Tolerance and mutual respect. I would say the UK is generally a tolerant society. However, mutual respect, not so much. From anecdotal evidence and personal experiences, the UK approach seems to be, you stay in your corner, I'll stay in mine, and we'll talk when necessary. It's not bad, but it's not great either. I will be making a video about tolerance in the UK. Stay tuned. You might find it contradictory, but definitely interesting. Individual liberty. Generally, yes, individual liberty is upheld, but there seems to be national disdain for the full face and body hijab, which is often used as an excuse to bash Muslims. Former Prime Minister Boris Johnson even compared women who wear them to letterboxes. Yet, I've never seen an article comparing the small caps that Jewish men wear or the attire of Orthodox Jews to anything derogatory. Equality. The Rochdale by-election and the attacks on certain religions clearly show that some communities are not allowed to vote or dress as they please unless it is approved by the English mainstream. This suggests a hierarchy of races. We also see this in the police treatment of black people and the inherent racism in Britain's ruling class. For example, the police set up Operation Trident to tackle gun crime in the black community without any concern about the stigmatization this caused. However, no similar initiative was created for paedophilia in the white British community. They prefer to describe paedophilia as a general societal illness, but when young men were raping and trafficking women in Rotherham, it was immediately labelled a Pakistani issue. Clearly there is no real equality in Britain. Integration in the UK. Integration is a two-way street. Immigrants have to reach out, but the host community also has to embrace them. How can immigrants be expected to integrate when the rhetoric is hostile, racist, and humiliating? How can they integrate when they experience white flight? How are you supposed to integrate with people who are fleeing from you? No one raises these questions in mainstream conversations, which is part of the reason I started this channel. In a 2013 article for the BBC, Mark Easton wrote, "The movement of white British people is often characterized as white flight, the indigenous population forced out of their neighborhoods by foreign migrants." Forced from their homes? How did this inflammatory language make it unchecked onto a national broadcaster? This whole conversation about integration is not really about integration. It's a stick used to beat immigrants, a way to make them feel as though they aren't good enough. They are scapegoated for not integrating, even when there is no genuine intention to integrate them. It's a con. You can find articles criticizing Muslims for not integrating as much as people from the West Indies, but that comparison is dishonest. The history of West Indian people in the UK is vastly different from that of Muslims, such as Pakistanis and Bangladeshis. These Asian communities, regardless of religion, maintain strong cultural values and connections to their heritage. In contrast, people of West Indian descent were ripped from their homeland, their culture broken. So when Asian communities thrive through unity and collective work, the white British community sees that as a threat. They don't want equality, they want dominance. This is why the integration card is so effective. It's a mirage, an unattainable goal designed to keep you feeling inferior. David Starkey said Rishi Sunak is not fully grounded in our culture. This is a British Prime Minister, born and raised in the UK, who attended one of the best British schools and built a successful life here. Yet, he is still not good enough. No one asks why Starkey felt comfortable enough to make such a comment on TV. Think about it. If a paedophile feels comfortable enough to discuss his crimes with you, doesn't that say something about you? Please share, like, comment, and follow Suppressed Opinions as we grow this channel. Thank you.